sir. Yes, sir. Maybe a little bit shorter on the back this time. Good lowering of the ears, if you know what I mean.
I'll knock some off the side there and trim that up. Let's get you all fixed up here.
It'd be great. Easy run the ball spot with that.
Oh, okay. All righty here. This is really professional stuff here. I'm going to use this before your wife lands. All righty. Maybe she got Sherry to help.
Oh, not too tight.
Oh, not too tight. That's a little too tight for you there. Tie around the collar.
That's good. That's good.
All righty.
So how have you been doing?
Well, I've been pretty good.
Yeah.
Wife treated me pretty good. And
Really? That's good.
kids are behaving themselves. How about you? How have you been doing here lately?
Not so good.
What do you mean you haven't been doing so good?
Well, we're having some problems with our middle child here recently.
Middle child? You mean Michaela?
Yeah.
Well, she's a sweet little one there, Jonathan. I can't. What kind of problem would you be having with her?
Well, we can't get her to go to sleep at night.
Can't get her to go to sleep.
No. I'm talking. We're up all hours.
All hours. Well, have you tried anything? What all have you done? Have you tried warm milk? Getting her to sleep with warm milk?
As a matter of fact, we did try that. We even tried putting a little bit behind her ears, but that didn't work.
Wow, that's kind of odd. That kind of caught me off guard, Jonathan. I didn't think you were going to say that. I should stay in character, but I really don't know what to say. Milk maybe we need to talk afterwards about milk behind it. Okay, well, you tried milk. Okay, well, good. Well,
Is that a Georgia thing?
maybe so. All right, so that didn't work. Well, have you tried bedtime stories? I tell you, Holly and I had tremendous trouble with Kinley until I started going in and reading her bedtime stories. And boom, she's asleep. We don't have it. She sleeps through the night like a baby. Have you tried bedtime stories?
Yep. We sure have, man. I've tried all the good ones. The Three Little Pigs and the blowing the house down, huffing and puffing, and the porridge and the bears and you name it, man.
I know what your problem is. I can fix it right now. I know what your problem is.
Am I going too long?
No. The problem is you're trying to tell the same old bedtime stories that we used to listen to when we were kids.
Well, yeah, they were
You
good.
can't do that with kids nowadays.
Can't?
No, can't keep their attention. Not interested in them. Won't listen to them.
Are you
What
serious?
you've got to do. You've got to take these same stories that you and I used to hear when we were kids, and you got to tell them backwards.
Backwards?
Backwards. I tell you what I'll do. I tell you what I'm going to here. Hold my scissors there. I tell you what I'm going to do for you, John.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you one of the ones that I used to use with Kendall.
Okay.
And you can just listen to this and memorize it.
Okay.
And then you and Blakely can go home and you can tell it to your kids.
Okay.
And they'll go right to sleep.
Very good.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Here we go.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm ready. Yes. Ready.
Okay. All right. Once upon a time, in a corn country, there lived a very beautiful girl named Rindercella. Rindercella. Now, she lived in this corn country with her muggly other and her two sad blisters. That's right. She lived in this corn country with her muggly other and her two sad blisters. Now, also in this same corn country was a very prancing hen. And this prancing hen was going to have himself a fancy fall. A real fancy fall. Fancy fall. And so he invited the people from rousing out, especially the pitch people. So this prancing hen invited all these pitch people. Are you listening to me? If you don't listen, you ain't going to be okay. You got to listen to me. The problem is, Rindercella couldn't go to the fancy fall because all she had to wear was some old worty dags. But her muggly other and her two sad blisters went out and bought themselves some drancy fesses. To wear to the fancy fall. The fancy fall. But finally, the night of the fancy fall arrived, and Rindercella couldn't. You're not listening again. How are you going to tell Caleb that ain't going to work? Maybe there'll be a test after. Anyway, Rindercella couldn't go, so she just cat down and tried. I mean, cat right down and tried. Well, she was getting there trying. And all at once, there appeared before her Gary Mudfather. And he touched her with his magic bat. And there appeared before her a King Boach in an white sources. You know, the character of the Betsy Fall. But he said, now, Rindercella, you be sure to be home before midnight, or I'll turn you into a pumpkin. Turn you right into a pumpkin. So finally, she arrives, Cinderella, Rindercella, see, all messed it up there too. Rindercella arrived at the fancy ball, and the prince, the Prince of Hints, that ain't all bad. The Prince of Hints met her at the door because he had been watching all this time behind a wooden window. And they danced all night. Danced all night. And Jonathan, they lell in love. But all of a sudden the big clock struck night, and she stays down the rears, and just as she beats the drum, she slopped her dripper. She slopped her dripper. Oh, no! Listen to me. It's getting good. I think that she slopped her dripper. The next day, this Prince of Hints went all over this corn country looking for the beautiful girl that slopped her dripper. Finally, she arrived at Rindercella's house and tried it on her mug the other, and it did. Tried it on sickly usters, it fit did. Finally, he tried it on Rindercella, and it fit did. It was exactly the side rise. So you know what happened? You know what happened?
I have no idea.
Do you want to know what happened?
Did she go back to the
No.
fancy ball?
No. They got married and lived happily after happers. Now, the moral of the story is this, Jonathan. And you don't want to miss this with Michaela, because this is the best part. She'll be hanging on the edge of her seat.
Okay.
So get this one good, okay?
All right.
The moral of the story is this. If you go to a fancy fall and you want a Prince and Hints to lull in love with you, don't forget to slop your dripper. That's going to for sure end up on YouTube. I just know it. Or the church website, maybe even worse. Randy's here.